Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Positively Dizzy podcast. I'm Kimberly Bouchard, the author of the Positively Dizzy book series and your host for the show. I just want to thank everybody who has joined me this evening, my Facebook friends and Twitch TV followers, all of you out there who've taken the time out of your day to hang around for a bit for this absolutely wonderful show we have in store for you. You know, we're all anxiously waiting for the parks to open and planning and dreaming of the future when we can get back to them. And if you are interested in booking a vacation, I'd like to introduce you to my sponsor, Michelle McCune, over at Years of Experience. She will put together a fantastic vacation for you. And the best part of all that she does is that you have texting access to her while you are on your vacation. Just let her know I sent you, and you can reach Michelle at MMCKEOWN at themouseexperts.com. That's MMCKEOWN at themouseexperts.com. Or you could just give her a call at 732-735-1779. I just, there's so many of you guys joining me. I won't be able to chat with you or say hello personally, each person. But, you know, as any guest that I have on my show, if you have a question, I will try my best to bring it forward during our conversation. You know, Beauty and the Beast is such a classic story. And it was, you know, released November 22nd, 1991. And I remember that particular time in my life because I was actually living in the French-speaking part of Canada in Quebec City. So it seemed very appropriate when it was released that I was actually living in Quebec with my future fiance. And it came out, of course, in all its glory in November 1991. And you know what's very interesting about that movie is it was animated sort of in a hybrid situation. So there were hand-drawn different aspects of the movie, as well as the computer generated images in the back. And you can particularly note that in the ballroom scene. Who cannot forget? I mean, that ballroom scene wasn't that just the best? And you know, there's been so many people that have been influenced by this movie. I mean, it was nominated for 6 Oscars, so we know it was good. We've seen it. And something that was really interesting, I find, is how many people have actually had Beauty and the Beast themed weddings. And there is one particular story I have to share with you that I'll give you a little snippet of it. It's actually in my 3rd book, the romance edition, where this rocket scientist, yes, a rocket scientist, he went to the trouble to learn to sew, and he made his future fiancée Belle's beautiful golden ball gown. And he arranged it in his university library because he was studying, doing his PhD. He arranged to have a room set aside for her this dress, and the library itself where he was going to propose to her. It was absolutely amazing how much time he spent first learning how to sew, let alone not even knowing how to use a sewing machine, and created this beautiful dress. And he brought his girlfriend up to this room off the library. And when she walked in and saw this beautiful dress of her favorite princess, she knew this guy was a keeper because they had watched all the princess movies. She loved the princesses, and she remembered particularly telling him about Belle and being her favorite princess. And he exited the room and he said, "When you hear the music, come into the next room." And of course, what was playing but a tale as old as time. And there he was at the opposite end of the library, and there was a very large section in the middle. And she came in with her dress. And as the music was playing, they went towards each other and they danced in the library. I just think that is something so romantic. And I almost feel like crying because it was just a phenomenal moment in their lives. And yes, they did actually get married in in a different library, actually, with everything Beauty and the Beast, the goblets, the dishes, and just a beautiful wedding that they had a couple of years ago. But I just really wanted to share that with you. It was just such an unusual story that, you know, this man had taken so much effort to create this dress and all that. And I know that a lot of you guys just, you know, can really appreciate the romance. You know, love is the most powerful, and it's truer in not only in romance and friendship, in our fellow neighbor. You know, it's just so powerful. And to have the epitome of a romantic love in such an incredible story is just wonderful. And we're going to get the voice of Paige O'Hara on the line, who voiced Belle. And she is just such an amazing human, so perfect for that role. And I just, we're just waiting to hear a dial tone now to get Belle to get Paige on the line, aka Belle. And enjoy the show. This is going to be wonderful. We're just waiting for a quick dial tone, and hope you guys are ready to talk with Paige. And I can hear that we are moving forward here with the tone, and just stand by, everyone. Hi, Paige. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
You know, I'm so excited to have you on because, as I was letting you know earlier, I've had folks from all over so excited that you are on the show tonight. And I really, before we start, I have to share with you a couple of what they've been saying. And you know what? They're actually men that have been giving me shout outs for you. And there's one fellow.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. And actually, Ramy is watching as we speak. He's in the UK, London time. So it's in the middle of the night. But Belle, has been his favorite princess, and it was very, very special. Yeah, Beauty and the Beast was very special to him and his mom, who he said was like Mrs. Potts. So very special.
Oh,
yes. Oh. And he said,
well, I hope to meet him one day.
Yeah, and he said he hopes so too, and so he's sending his love. And there's another fellow, Richie Sully, who actually has a bit of a backstory that I'll tell you off air sometime, but he is a live kidney donor. And he said that he has been so inspired. He has 2 daughters, and he can't thank you enough for what you have done to inspire them, and what you have meant to his daughters, and even to him, who he calls himself a lonely book nerd, a loner book nerd.
So that's my kind of guy.
Yeah. So I just really wanted to share that. You know, it was just so fun to hear from him. But you are a singer, an actor, a voice actor, painter. Which came first? Paige?
You know, they were all relatively close together, but by the time I could talk, you know, when I was just a toddler, I told my mom that I wanted to be an actress. Okay. I don't know if it's because of watching Judy Garland and The Wizard of Oz, because I fell in love with that movie and with her.
Yeah.
But I just, from the time I was really little, that's what I wanted. And then the painting came closely after that, because I was raised by my stepfather, who is an artist and architect.
Okay.
And so I had painting books and paints all around to utilize. And I would always sing, but I didn't really realize I was good at singing until I was around 13, 14 years old.
Oh.
But as a little kid, I would go up in my treehouse
Oh.
and sing all the time. Just sing mainly Rodgers and Hammerstein and Judy Garland songs. So that was my little getaway place, you know.
Oh.
And yeah.
Gosh,
So
that's lovely. Gosh, that's so neat that you actually had an architecture influence in your younger life, you know?
yes, my stepfather raised me from the time I was 2, and he was an architect and a very successful, respected architect. He was actually ended up being the chief architect of Fort Lauderdale for the last 10 years of his life before he passed
Oh,
away in '98.
wow.
And so he was very influential. When I went to New York, I remember getting this big old package, and my parents said, "You're going to do this on your own. You're going to New York. We'll give you a couple $100, but you're going to do it on your own." They did not pay for my rent or anything.
Okay.
But he did send me this big box, and it was all the paint supplies that I needed.
Oh,
Paintbrushes, everything for watercolors.
nice.
That was what I did back then. So
Ah,
that meant a lot. So I would paint during the day, at night, and sell them in the streets of New York to pay my rent.
oh, wow. Talk about getting the
So
tools to survive, really. That's a big deal to move.
exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
So you went on then to have a very successful acting career and other things as well. I guess just after that, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I was in New York. It's just 17, turning 18, and
Wow.
I was lucky. I got my equity card at 18 years old in an off-Broadway show called Gift of the Magi. And my first
Oh,
Broadway show was Showboat with Donald O'Connor. And I was very fortunate. I had some wonderful breaks. William Hammerstein was a big influence on me. He hired
oh,
me to do the national tour of Oklahoma as Ada Annie, and
love
he
it.
directed Oklahoma. And having been, I thought back singing in the tree at 5 years old, Sound of Music songs,
Oh, yeah.
It was like the full circle,
Circle.
because
Yeah.
I was known primarily in New York in the early days as the R&H, Rodgers and Hammerstein girl. I
Okay.
did all those parts, those
Yeah.
Mary Martin parts,
Okay.
So it was kind of, and it was Bill Hammerstein that really encouraged me. So,
Oh gosh, that's
yeah.
amazing. So I mean, as young as you can remember, so Judy Garland, like her movies were sort of the catalyst, I guess, that started this all. Would you say?
I think that's a huge part of it. And
Okay.
right around 9 years old was when I fell in love with Julie Andrews and Mary Poppins. It was
Oh.
right when it came out. It was the first movie I'd been to a theater and with my grandmother. And
Ah.
to this day, it's still my favorite film of all
Oh,
time.
me too. Me too. Absolutely.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
Julie Andrews. Oh, what a dream! I got to spend the weekend with her at Disney World, visiting and talking. And
Oh,
yes, we were there on a. It was amazing. We were there for a project, Michael and I, my husband and I, and she
Yeah.
was there to speak and do a project. She was on her own. Her husband wasn't with her at the time, and so she says, "Come join me." And so
Oh,
it was like, "Oh my gosh,
what a
being with
dream.
royalty,"
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a dream.
absolutely.
It was a dream.
Oh
Yes.
gosh, that is
Yeah.
amazing. I mean, wow. What kind of I mean, who would ever have thought? I'm sure that
I
5-year-old
know.
Paige, that she would
I
be
know.
after singing, singing with the
I
the
know.
Sound of Music songs
I
and be
know.
with Julie herself.
And it
Oh,
was even stranger, Kimberly, because what was stranger was just the year before I got to do this with Julie.
yeah.
She was set to star at the Hollywood Bowl in The King and I, and she got sick. And literally, they asked me to learn her part in like 4 days, and I did. So I went on for her at the Hollywood Bowl as Anna in The King and I with Richard White, who played Gaston as the king, and we had People Bryson and Lea Salonga. It was just an amazing experience. And so I thanked her. I said, "I don't thank you for being sick, but
yeah.
it was an incredible
The
experience."
opportunity.
And she said, "No, Paige." She said, "Darling, I thank you because they weren't so angry when they got you to do it for me." So it was like amazing kind of turnaround.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
wow. Look at how those things kind of are set up in our life. We're not in charge of it really, are we? We just those
No,
things
we're not.
yeah,
We're not.
I can't even be planned. When you were growing up, Paige, Was Disney on your radar at all? Did you, I mean, you, at 9 years old, of course, you went to Mary Poppins, but I'm thinking a little bit
Oh
younger.
yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Oh yes, because the Sunday night, Magical World of Disney, the Wonderful World of Disney was part of our house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody, that was time we sat down and we watched it. And it was a huge part of it. I always loved the animations. I was more actually into some of the animal, like Bambi. I love Bambi.
Oh yeah.
I was trying to draw Bambi when I was really little. That took a lot of practice.
Yeah, that's hard.
I'm much better at Bambi now than I was then.
Oh, I bet.
But I just, and then I got to work and meet with Toby Bluth, who was one of the great animators of Bambi, and he encouraged my artwork. So that was kind of another, dream come true before he passed away, to spend some time with him.
Oh,
so
fantastic.
But yes, it was definitely on my radar. I've been a Walt Disney freak my whole life.
Oh, I have too. And I have so many memories of the Wonderful World of Disney in Technicolor on my black and white TV, as a child.
Yes.
at 6 o'clock. And I remember, I'll never forget, I really didn't like turnips. I still don't like turnips. And it gave me the excuse, like everybody would go into the living room to watch, and I put my turnips back into the pot on the stove. I don't know why I remember that, but love that. Yeah. You before we talk about Beauty and the Beast particularly. I mean, you were in some other Disney animations, and I'm not too sure if people realize some of those other animations that you've been in. Can you tell us about those?
Well, the other one is, of course, the recent one, WreckIt Ralph.
Yeah.
The internet. And when they called, they actually sent my husband an email saying we would like Paige to do this, and going to be all the princesses together. And Michael and I started laughing, thinking it was a joke, because they never allowed the princesses to be together in the same story.
Right.
They don't even allow us to paint the princesses with Disney Fine Art in the same story. They have to have separate. I'm going to paint Belle and Ariel. I have to have it separated, so they're not in the same picture.
Okay.
So this is a first. This is a big first for Disney to do this with these characters. So when it turned out it was for real, we were just so excited, and it was really fun. We had to work on it, and I didn't really get to work with the other princesses, but we had two wonderful parties together.
Oh,
where we had where we got to get together and laugh and talk and tell stories. We had two incidents where we got to do that, so that was kind of wonderful.
That is, and go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I mean, I've been lifelong friends with Jodie Benson. I mean, Jodie and I've known each other since 1980. But meeting a lot of the other ones that we've never met before, like Mandy Moore and Kristen Bell, was really exciting. And such great women.
You know what? And that, and that scene is so fun. Like it's just so fun, because I'm particularly thinking about when all the princesses. I mean, it was neat. I was quite surprised to see that, because, in first glimpse at WreckIt Ralph, you think, what? Like, how can you fit princesses in this animation,
I know.
But
it was very ingenious how they did it. And actually, initially, it was just that one scene.
Yeah.
And the reaction at D23 when they showed it was so incredible that they went back to the drawing board and rewrote the ending of the movie to have the princesses save Ralph. So... Yeah,
I love it, and I love Ralph. He's such a character. I just love him. What's not to love about him?
Yeah, it's great.
Gosh.
Great.
Well, and then the I think there's like Enchanted Christmas. I mean, I've seen them with my daughter throughout the years, and you voice some of those, of course, the spin-offs or whatever of the original story. Like anything. Really.
Belle's Magical World was huge, and so was obviously Enchanted Christmas.
Yeah.
And it was. I really loved doing Enchanted Christmas, and I loved the story. I thought it was great. It was amazing. And Rachel, the music by Portman, she was so gorgeous.
Yes.
And then I got to meet Tim Curry finally. I've been a huge fan of Tim Curry.
Me too.
So that was really fun. And I get to see Tim, well, not right now with the pandemic, but we do some Comic-Cons together, and I get to visit with him.
Oh, isn't that fun? Gosh, that.
Yeah.
I have another story about that off air sometime, but
Okay.
anyway,
Okay.
anyways, so how did you react when you first landed the role of Belle? I mean, this has been
Well,
such a big thing.
it was great. It was such a huge thing, and I felt very positive throughout the audition process, which is not the norm for me. I'm always insecure about auditioning, but I felt this role was me.
Yeah.
But my husband, Michael, we weren't married yet. He said, "Honey, you can't get your hopes up too high. You're going to be crushed." And blah 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 blah. And I said, "I know I'll be crushed if I don't get it, but I have to think positive." And
Right.
literally, the final audition I had, I went home back to the apartment in New York, and we had the voice machines,
Yes.
and on my voice machine it said, "Hey, Paige, it's David. We got to set keys for Beauty and the Beast." And that's how I found out.
Wow.
My agent hadn't told me I got the job yet. I didn't know, but David Friedman was calling me to say we're going to get going on this like tomorrow. So I was screaming like a little kid, jumping up and down.
Oh, that just gives me chills. I mean, that is.
It was amazing.
Wow.
It was amazing.
Well.
And then Michael proposed to me like the day before that. And I thought that was good luck. But he proposed to me before I got the part.
Yeah, yes. Oh my goodness. That's amazing, honestly. I can only imagine. I can just only imagine because I mean, you've been a Disney lover all your life, and then to be offered that. Oh, that's so great. That's so great.
It was amazing.
Well,
it was an incredible feeling, and I didn't really understand the magnitude of it then, as I do now.
Right.
So
anything, even Star Wars, right? They didn't understand the magnitude of that either.
Exactly.
But I just cannot imagine actually anybody else in that role. I mean, you're perfect for it, and I just
thank you.
I just think that's absolutely lovely.
When
I mean, being the voice of Belle in several, of the animations, really, what has this journey been like for you? I mean, working for the Walt Disney Company and being recognized as the voice of Belle, essentially Belle.
Well, it was a life-changing thing because, for being a Broadway actress and stuff, the people, I didn't have the kind of clout to be able to do the kind of work for charities that I'm able to do as being the voice of Belle. It gives you an automatic platform.
Okay.
So over the years, between the Ronald McDonald House, Give Kids the World, Make-A-Wish Foundation, all those things I've been able to make a difference with because of being Belle. And that, I truly love that. But I also kind of think it's really important too that as people are telling me how much they love Belle, we got to say we love all the people that worked on Belle because the animators, Mark Henn and James Baxter, are Belle.
Yes.
Linda Wolverton is Belle.
Yes.
Howard Ashman.
True. Yes.
I mean, there's so many of us that encompass that character.
Right.
But I think that's what was so special is that Howard Ashman had a vision that he stuck to with this film, and the vision was right. He was right on. He knew it was going to be his last film.
Yes.
He knew he was dying.
Yes.
So he put every bit of his intellect and heart and passion into Beauty and the Beast.
And what an amazing legacy, that he set forth because he was an incredible human and talent and creator. I mean, just and Don Hahn's movie about Howard's coming out. The documentary on Howard's life on Disney Plus. Oh my gosh!
So I'm telling all of you, must watch it. I got to see it in advance. It's 2 hours long.
Okay.
You will be laughing one moment and crying the next.
Of course.
But it is absolutely brilliant filmmaking, and you will walk away from that. Even those of us who knew Howard feel like you know him even more.
Wow.
Because of what Don does with this film. So I just want to recommend that to all the fans who are listening.
Okay, and
I'm not sure. Google it. I'm pretty sure it's coming out pretty soon.
Okay. Do you know the exact name so I can just have people know?
I knew you were going to say that.
Oh no! Maybe the Howard Ashman story. Maybe.
That's old age.
Yeah.
That's old age.
No.
30 years ago, better than I remember yesterday.
It's okay. People can Google it.
Howard Ashman, Don Hahn's Howard Ashman documentary.
Okay.
You have to Google.
Wow. That's so awesome that that we have Disney Plus, that we can see these things, there's a place for them, and Don Hahn, I met a few years ago, and what a brilliant filmmaker. He's an amazing man himself.
He's an amazing man.
Yeah, exactly. So I have to ask, because as I said, you are the perfect person for the role of Belle, the voice of Belle. You sing in different places. You sang at D23. I think it was in 2011. You sung the Belle song, which, gosh, I mean, you sung more than that, but I'm just saying people must have been over the top excited for you. Do you have any similarities to the character? Just curious.
What's really strange, Kimberly, is that this is the only character in my career where she was like Compass Paige. She's
really?
Me. And it was me. Howard, and even like Howard, and then Kirk and Gary, the directors, kept saying, if I would wander off into a different, imaginary thing, they say, no, we want Paige back. We want that truth back. That's who you are. That's who we see as Belle. So there's something that's very intimidating and vulnerable about letting that come through.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it was something that was a huge accomplishment for me to allow that part. I've always hid behind the characters my whole life. Since I'm 8 years old, playing parts. I'm playing roles like Drood and Evita and Ado Annie, and characters that aren't me at all.
Right.
But are fun to hide behind.
Right.
But with this character, it was just the more truth I allowed my soul and my heart to come through the character, and my humor.
Yeah.
The more they liked it. So it really is. And I was odd as a kid. I mean, in theater in high school, it's like, really. It was strange. I mean, I remember creating havoc in school because I was captain of the cheerleaders in the 9th grade, but I was also in performing arts high school, and cheerleading was hurting my voice. So I retired from cheerleading mid-season, and it caused an uproar. And I was not popular for doing that. But then, within like 6 months, when I started performing with the performing arts, people would say, "Oh, I understand now why you quit cheerleading. Your voice is so pretty, and you would have hurt your voice." And so they all came around once they started hearing me do my thing.
Oh God! Well, I'm so glad.
I was not popular at first when I did that.
I'm so glad you chose theater instead of cheer, because you could have gone either way, really. I mean, when you're that age.
I've always admired. I'm a huge fan of sports, and I've always been a wannabe athlete. I've never been a really good athlete. I was a good runner, and now I'm really pretty good at the kickboxing, dancing thing.
Wow!
It's never something that I could make a living at.
Yeah.
I have these athletes on a pedestal so high,
Yeah.
But my whole passion was theater and singing and performing, and when my sisters and brothers were testing out, drugs and stuff in the 60s and 70s, and I was like studying, and I didn't go through that crazy phase because I was so driven.
Yeah.
To study and work on my craft. So it kind of kept me out of trouble, which is good.
Yeah. Absolutely. So let's just switch gears just for a little bit, because you are an amazing painter, and can you please tell me, what do you paint and what medium do you use for your paintings?
Well, I started out in watercolor for many, many years. And now with what the Beauty and the Beast paintings I do, I prefer using what they call artisan water mixable oil, where it's similar to acrylic and it's similar to oil, but it dries in a few days and not a few months.
Okay.
And what I don't like about acrylics is they dry too fast.
Right. Yeah.
I like this, and one of the other, I think, the artists who I consider like the Da Vinci of Disney Fine Art, Heather Thoreau, she uses the same.
Okay.
And we love it. I love the depth that you can get in skin tones and things like that with that medium. But
nice.
I love it. It's but I still like to do watercolor now and then. That's what I learned by, and
wow.
And people want to look at my work, just take a look at PaigeO'Hara.net. I've got pretty much everything on there.
Okay.
Of my Disney stuff.
Good. So please, you guys, look at her stuff. You can order things. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful stuff. If you want a piece of the real Belle in your home, that's how you get it.
Well, I've actually been really busy with the pandemic, painting quite a bit for stuff at home, and I've actually collaborated with another artist for the first time, John Ramirez, who's an animator from Disney and worked on Beauty and the Beast. He and I are painting this one together, and it's called Story Hour. And it's got all the characters in it. That's a lot of fun. So I'll be putting that up on the website soon for people to see.
I love that idea because I'm a former teacher, and I'd read to my students every day, and I would read to my kids every day when I had my kids, and I love books. Power of books.
Teachers are heroes. Teachers are heroes. My mom taught English and taught literature, and she actually ran the performing arts high school I was in.
Oh, wow.
And to this day, I have people tell me that my mother changed their lives forever for better. I mean, it's just mind-boggling, the influence that teachers have on people.
It's true.
I think, it's can't praise you enough.
Well,
I'm telling you.
Well, thank you. But I just everybody, no matter what they do in this world, it all started with a teacher, right? Be it a teaching, a coach, or it's all started with a teacher. Yeah, no, I am
absolutely.
That is so fun that your mom was involved with the school. Now, were you there at the same time your mom was?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I put her together with my music teacher when I was 13. Alan Hill, my music teacher, and they had never met. She was drama. She was teaching Shakespeare at the time. And the two of them hit it off and became best friends and started the Hall Hill Performing Arts. It's called Hall Hill Performing Arts. And some of the talent that's come out of that school is just off the chart. A lot of Broadway talent. And unfortunately, my mom passed in 1999. But Alan Hill, my music teacher, is still alive, and he's doing great in Palm Springs. And I still go and brush up with him on stuff. And my voice teacher's still around, Liz Howard. So it's all good. That
is so fantastic. You can tell it in any time I've talked to you. You're always smiling. You're just having fun. And I know you've had a lot of fun doing what you do. Can you share? You've shared a few stories, but are there any particular memorable stories that come to mind about your time as Belle?
Well, there's so many of them.
I know.
Of course, the Oscars with Angela Lansbury, and how scary that was and how wonderful she was. But being able to sing on the Oscars with Jerry, and it was amazing.
Wow.
I remember Pocahontas in the park, in Central Park. I had never sung in front of 100,000 people before.
Wow.
The biggest was the Hollywood Bowl.
Wow.
And full orchestra, and I remember I was doing Fantine and Les Mis on Broadway at the time. And, I was a good voice. There wasn't anything about that. It was just the amount of people that scared me. And I started coming out singing Little Town, It's a Quiet Village.
Yeah.
And I'm like shaking. And this little girl ran to the edge of the stage and smiling and waving. And all of a sudden, I just looked at her little face and I sang to her, and my nerves went away. She's like this little guardian angel.
Oh, that's perfect.
And it was just like the most amazing. It was amazing. I'll never forget that feeling.
Wow.
It's like all the fear just went away. It was just like, okay, I'm enjoying this now.
Yeah. So and you're singing to her.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, geez.
But now, and what's so amazing, we do, Jody and Linda Larkin and I, we do a lot of these, and Irene, we do these Comic-Cons, obviously not right now, but we were doing them, where we do them so we can meet the fans, and the stories that I hear from all ages. It's now like 3-4 different generations of fans.
Yeah.
And how much the movie meant to them, or how much the character changed their life, and how some of them would be crying because they shared it with their grandparents or their parents. And it's just really special. And I hope that we can get this pandemic under control so we could get back to visiting with people again, and interacting with people.
Absolutely. So, what would you say has been the best part of it all? I think I know what you're going to say, but I want it to come from you. What do you think's been the best part of all of this for you?
Oh my gosh! Well, just being able to be a part of Walt Disney's company and his legacy. means the world to me because of my love and my total admiration for Walt Disney,
Yes.
which I've had my entire life. Just being a small part of it is the most amazing thing in the world, and being able to utilize this to make people happy, 30 years later,
Yeah. It's amazing.
That's it.
Yeah. You know what?
It is going to live on long past me. It's just like these characters live on forever.
Yeah, they do. And, I think that one of the coolest things is that it is multi-generational, like you said. I mean, it's been like 30
Definitely.
years. That's a long time. That's a very long time for something to continue with a fan base, It's
and
amazing.
It's even bigger now. It's even bigger now than it was even 10 years ago.
I know.
It's just, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's, and I wanted to bring this up. I hadn't told you I was going to do this, but
okay.
As I told you, I have great admiration for athletes. And, Michael Jordan got me hooked on basketball. I've been watching LeBron since he was in St. Vincent St. Mary's, but my mother brought me into the whole basketball world, and she literally stayed alive an extra 3 years from what the doctor said she would to watch Michael Jordan win another three-peat and to be alive for Kobe Bryant. She kept saying this Kobe is going to be the next Mikey, Paige. You got to watch Kobe. Well, long story short, when I met Kobe at the Annie Awards, he's like, "You're Paige O'Hara. Oh my God, I love Paige. I love you so much." He's a Beauty and the Beast fanatic and a Belle fanatic, and we became friends. And I got to work with him. I didn't think he meant it. He said, "I want to work with you." And literally 2 weeks later, I'm working with him for an ESPN project, and he's on the plane with his wife and his kids to come to my studio in Las Vegas. We're recording.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that's just one of the most exciting moments of my whole life. And it's just having the chance to do 3 projects with him.
Wow.
There are people who love Kobe that weren't even basketball fans, but that's what an amazing human being he was.
Yeah.
So that was a big dream come true for me. A big dream come true.
That's so crazy. I mean, you could not have planned that. You know what I mean? That is.
You would never have believed it. I mean, even his wife said. His wife said, I think Belle was his little childhood crush.
Oh,
oh my God! That's horrible. I can't stand it.
It's so funny because the 2 things I pulled, that people were commenting were from men, and it's.
But Disney has told me that Belle has the most men fans.
Really?
From marketing.
Oh,
yes. And when Jody and I kid each other because when we do the conventions together, she'll say, I'll say, well, you'll get more of this age bracket in the women.
Oh.
And she said, but you get more men all around. And we kid each other about it.
That's funny. Gosh. Well, I never knew that, but statistics.
Men love women to read. What can I tell you?
Yeah, I mean, and look at what, the 2 men that I pulled off. I was so surprised, actually. I was thinking women, Paige, there is a little girl in London that will be waking up to her birthday by the time by the time the day comes, which is tomorrow for us, but they're in the middle of the night.
Oh.
And
do you know how old she's going to be?
She's going to be 9, and she just adores Belle. And her name is Daisy, and she dresses either in the golden ball gown or the blue day dress of Belle every time she goes to Walt Disney World and visits Gaston. And it would be so neat if you could wish her a happy birthday just to make her day a little extra magical.
Oh, all right. So here I go.
Okay.
Daisy, this is Paige, the voice of Belle. I want to wish you the most wonderful birthday. I hope you have all your dreams come true and everything's great. And before too long, we'll all be back at Disney World together when everybody's healthy and this pandemic is over. And I'll sing you a little quick happy birthday. How's that? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Daisy. Happy birthday to you. Hope to meet you one day.
Oh my gosh, Paige, that's beautiful. Oh, it sounded gorgeous. I got to call you when it's my birthday. You can sing happy birthday to me. Your voice is so beautiful.
I haven't been singing lately, but anyway, the sentiment is there.
Of course. So, I have to ask you, Paige, I mean, you've got so much at your fingertips, so much going on in your life and so many good things. What in the world is next for you? Because it's amazing, your talent and creativity. What's next for you?
Oh, you know what? You're breaking up on me.
Oh, I said, what?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay? Oh, dear. Can you hear me?
The phone's breaking.
Oh, no.
No, I can hear you, but it's breaking up.
Oh, dear. Well, let's... Oh, no. I don't want to lose you. I was just asking...
You want to call right back?
Okay, let's call right back. I will call you right back.
Okay, call me right back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know why we have a poor connection with the phone. So we're going to give another little call to finish up our lovely interview with Paige. Let's see if this one sounds a bit better for her. Hey, Paige, can you hear me okay?
I can sort of hear every other word.
Oh, okay.
Let's give it a try.
Okay.
Anyway.
Last question. What is next for you? You've got so much going on. What is next for you?
Oh, right now I'm just kind of taking it day by day with this crazy pandemic and just really just enjoying my home and my husband and my cats and painting and doing my workout videos and just being a homebody. I haven't really been a homebody for a while. I've been traveling so much the last few years.
Right.
Michael and I were in Japan with Alan Menken in January, and
nice.
We're just kind of like enjoying this and just kind of praying for the world to be peaceful again and healthy again with all the craziness right now.
Well,
but I'm thinking probably what's next is going to be I'm thinking I may just get back on stage again. I'm thinking about it for like a little concert or something. Are you there?
Yeah, I am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
I'm starting to try and get my voice back in shape because I haven't been singing for a long time. I've been painting so much.
Right.
So I'm kind of working on that. I'd like to do that as well,
Oh, gosh.
But right now I just want to get back to meeting my fans again and going and doing my events, go back to Disney World for photos, hopefully this coming year. And
yeah.
So we'll see
absolutely. Well, you know what, Paige? We will all look forward to seeing you on the stage. That would be absolutely fantastic to see you there. And
thank you.
Yeah. And you know what? I just want to thank you again so much. I hope you can hear me okay because
I can't actually right now. It's clear.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's great. Well, no, I just want to thank you so much for spending the time with us and that you could share so much with the audience, because it's just a dream really for so many people to aspire to meeting you. Actually, a lot of people have been asking me, do you know where she's going to be, when she's going to be? I said, no, I don't have any of that inside information, but it's
I will keep it up on the Facebook. Anything pops up and I get back to working again, when things calm down, it'll be on my Facebook. And of course my website is paigeohara.net. We'll put things on that.
Perfect.
So let's just all hope it all turns out. There's a lot of great scientists working on this coronavirus right now that are showing a lot of promise.
Yes.
And I feel very optimistic.
Oh, absolutely. We will get through this, for sure. And
yes, we will.
It can't happen quite soon enough. But Paige, thank you so much again. It's just been lovely speaking with you. And you take good care, and we'll be in touch real soon.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. And thank you to the fans for listening today. God bless you all. Stay safe.
God bless you too. Bye-bye.
God bless. Bye-bye.
So any of you that have been listening, sometimes the signal is dropping. I don't know. I think that perhaps everybody is on. But what I wanted to let you know is that the whole recorded version will be posted in its entirety. And I really hope you enjoyed the show. I just really love Paige. She's such a wonderful human, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. I am so blessed that I get to meet these good people in the world. And there's some of you that are watching. Some of you I've met, some of you I haven't, but I do look forward to the day that I can actually say hello and give you guys a hug that watch my show. And I just finished my 99th episode, which I'm absolutely over the moon with. And I'm going to let you know that my 100th podcast next week will be with Disney legend Bob Gurr. And guys, that is going to be the last show for the season. I take the summers off because I've got writing to do and different projects like that. And so I really hope you can join me next week. I've got over $1,000 worth of prizes that you cannot probably buy these in a store. I'm just saying that. But I really hope you can join me next week at 4:30 Pacific time as well. Hope you enjoyed the show. You guys be safe out there, praying for all of you to be well. And until next week, bye for now.